All right. I think I am live and good to go. Um, did I actually set up the music for this? I wonder. Apparently I did. All right. Actually, I'll go to here. Okay. So, hey Emily, how's it going? I left myself some notes. Yes, I'll need a custom situation for the intro string. Then yeah, you encounter the boss higher up. Okay. So this is where I'm at. Just did a few screens to kind of get an idea where things are. Updated ZC lately, I have not. Yeah, I'm still on August 18th. Yeah, haven't wanted to have to deal with like any potential new breakages or issues, so I was considering sticking to this version for now. Guess I'll make that. Oh, alright. I might update it. I'm not sure. Like I said, I just don't want to risk having to like fix a bunch of stuff and delaying stuff that I want to work on. But maybe on my laptop I'll grab it and just see like what it does. I'm hoping to get as much carved out of this as I can today. Interesting. Yeah, and I'll also look at the release notes to see what there was, what was changed. Yeah, I see 11:18. Okay. Yeah, when you get the map, it just opens vanilla maps. Once I looked back at the scripted map we did a while back, I was going to start implementing that everywhere. I still haven't even done level 1 yet. I wanted to finish like the new content of this demo before tackling like going back and improving other older regions. Is there a new system for maps or some big enhancement? New subscreen type called a map subscreen. Ah. Interesting. What is this? Hey Pseudo, welcome. Yeah, just started stream. I'm going to start working on this dungeon. Something which is have a bunch of conditionals now that help with map icons and such. Ooh. I could see myself moving into something like that. That could be pretty neat. So this is always the hardest part to a dungeon. Like, it's very much like a slow acceleration. Figuring out how do I want to do it, and then as I get ideas for how I want rooms to go, then it starts to speed up once I get like a grasp of the dungeon and what's going on. Okay, I'll mark that as unread and I'll check that out after stream. I'm all for subscreens getting more enhancements, because there's a lot of promise I see to that kind of functionality. It's almost 3 a.m., so I'm heading to bed. Oh, all right. Thanks for hopping on. Yeah. Great to see a new name in chat. So have yourself a good evening, a good night. Thank you for dropping in. Be happy to spend some time in VC. Sitting over the map thing. Maybe another time. I really want to try to like get at least a good start on this. I'll be doing this again most likely on Thursday, barring any other circumstances. But if I am, perhaps, yeah, then you can walk me through. Okay. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that'd be really cool. How do I... Now, I thought I actually made notes for things I wanted to do in here. Sometimes I gotta check a few places for notes, because I don't always put them in the same place depending on where I am when I have the idea. Now I want to actually make sure I look at these ideas. I went through these, I think. Yeah, I went through all these. I thought there was somewhere I had an idea that specifically pertained to this. I don't see it. Alright, well, I guess I'll just start cranking through this. So there's going to be water. Well, I don't really want water involved here. Even though it would make perfect sense for water to be involved in this dungeon, because it's in I was gonna say derelict, but in an ancient fortress in the middle of a shoal in a cove, so there's gonna be water. Perhaps a second entrance. What date in August? I think it was the 18th. Conveniently, just exactly 3 months ago. Yeah, August 18th. The second entrance would be really neat. So this screen correlates with this screen. Interesting. So 3 screens below is a screen that's in the dungeon. I think I feel a second entrance coming on. I haven't really done that much in my quest with multiple entrances. We're gonna make this a lens trigger. too high. I thought it was at the top, not the bottom. Oops. So then that correlates to a cave screen, which all of these go to 93. I'm thinking this can just simply be... I haven't done any caves. I've done one cave, and it's the one cave you actually go in Demo 5. Not gonna do anything super spectacular with this cave. Just something like that. Just to have a second entrance. That and oh, that's how I've been doing my caves. Okay. That would mean I would do... that. Oh, what's the D map for this? 66. This is going to be opening wipe. This could be one of the last ones. What screen did it line up with? I think that one. Nah, it was the bottom one. Okay. So let's put my squares. Trying to figure out how I want to do the transition. I think I know. So I'm gonna need this C set in here. That can be 9. So we're using C set 2. No, it still needs to be C set 2. Just gonna throw it here for now. Because I'm not really using 4, I don't think. Like, let's even see what does this kind of stuff look like on 4. Not all that impressive. I mean, this will obviously have to change, but that's fine. Okay. It's gonna make all this look strange. So that just means I need to do... There we go. That clash is really weird. I might let that continue clashing, and then I'll go back and modify it. Because now I could keep CSET 2. Okay. This is what I should have done with level 2. Because it'll actually be a scrolling orb. So it'll have a seamless transition now. And I definitely wanted to start with this now and not later. Because that is an entrance that you could theoretically find yourself coming in through. You were on layer 0, of course you were. Where's that? Oh, because I did color changes. So 8th. So 4 and 8th. need to replace that. Am I replacing the right colors? I did not with that one. There we go. Okay. I copied the wrong ones. Hmm. That's better. Hey, Jordan. How you doing? Been a little bit. How have you been? It's not matching. Did I remove the... Oh, I removed the bright colors. Or these are just the wrong colors. That looks better. Now it's seamless. Alright, sounds good, Emily. Have a good one. Surviving college. One of those just before midnight turn-ins, eh? Yeah. Believe I had a few of those. I was never... Personally, this isn't at all me saying I was a good student. I was not. But I was never one of those students to have like a last minute turn-in. Not because I wasn't lazy, because I was an anxious person. The idea of having something be turned in right before the deadline just made me lose my mind. So personally, I couldn't do that. But good luck. Great to have you hopping on again. The last minute student. Yep. Yep. Oh, and I definitely did turn stuff in last minute, and it killed me. Made me so anxious. There we go. Alright. We're gonna bring some pots in here. Yeah, this dungeon's been a struggle so far. Every dungeon is, especially when they start getting big like this. This is rough. Another thing, major thing, that I need to establish in this dungeon is much like Wreck Ship and Super Metroid. The dungeon is in a quote-unquote off state. So I'm thinking there's going to be some barriers of some sort that I need to figure out that are going to basically prevent you from really going anywhere in this dungeon. I lost my train of thought. Basically, there's going to be barriers that halt your progress until you quote-unquote activate the dungeon. What are those barriers? So, this is a magic-oriented dungeon. That means magic crystals are going to be a primary trigger that you hit here. Which I have a whole set of, like, properly set up ones that fully implement combo triggers. Basically, all these combos, once you get past NPCs and stuff, this is all like specific stuff for specific places. Like here, we're at level 6 stuff right here. There's my statue shooters, combo triggers. The potion that Latros will drink. Boomerang triggers, magic triggers. Okay. And then magic mirrors, which of course are going to be a thing and should make sure that these work. They should. Because I in fact have these somewhere. Oh, it's map 36, I think. 32. 37. Haha. Alright. Okay, so this uses my new ones. And it uses these mirrors, which I assume... Oh. I think they're the same things, just these rotate. Or they turn. 5828. I see. Interesting that I only copied this many. They should realistically all be together. Okay, those are all be those. Okay, no, these are fine like this. Okay, so this row will be ones that animate like this one up here was doing. Oh, I think I was hitting the wrong thing. Yeah. Apparently I lost where I was. There we go. These animate. These are station. These don't. These are going to be used here for some of these puzzles. So we have the triggers. Now I need the barriers. And I've been reserving a lot of these more special stones here. Or just blocks for special occasions. So I guess let's establish a new one. Because I've always just used these as barriers. Like everywhere. And I don't love it. Also, is this used anywhere? No. Some of these combos I could just delete. Because I'm just never going to use them. Like, honestly, these 4. Or these 5. I'm going to use these. I don't see myself using these. So I could probably just straight up delete them. I'm tempted to use this one. For something. I don't know yet. Just trying to think of things that I can use as barriers. They actually look kind of cool in that C-set. Yeah, because I'm just trying to think. Wand barriers everywhere that require you to have the wand progress. So that's what you're getting here. But then before that, and like, what am I going to allow you to do? Am I going to allow you to really make any progress? How much progress? Because I was thinking, originally my thought was you enter the main gate, the main entrance here. Oh. Well, you enter the main entrance, and then that's the dungeon. Then you come across the boss, who drops you back into this room. Dungeon's on after you encounter the boss, and then you're ready to start exploring. But this entrance, and this was the only entrance to the dungeon, so you were not permitted to enter until you do the side stuff outside. With me giving you a side entrance means I now need to take into account that you may or may not have done the prerequisite to get in. So basically that means whatever you do here can't be that impactful. Or at least it wouldn't make sense for me to make it that impactful. Like, these screams almost need... They're still going to be important, don't mind you. However... important, but... like... it's not going to carry a ton of weight immediately, so I'm kind of liking the idea of having this be something like this. I need this one. Oh, that was an accident, but that actually looks kind of cool. It's not bad. And I'm thinking this is all this is going to be. I'm just kind of doing this so it actually looks like something. There. So ultimately, that might just be you do a thing in there that unlocks it. You don't actually get in the dungeon per se. Okay, so I still need to have a barrier. I think I might use these just because they're not used anywhere and they look unique. Right here. Okay. So this is a big shortcut that you won't unlock for much later. It's like I can do stuff like that. And this would be a good like early demonstration. Just putting blocks here. Yeah, this is just a really slow process. Like, this is always a struggle. And it's only going to get worse with these more advanced dungeons. Dungeons that have a lot more going on in them. So. It's just the way it is. And at least the whole like turning dungeon on will be a super easy thing for me to do mechanically, because like I could just have a level state be triggered and then this guy just gets triggered everywhere. Super easy. I'm trying to think of that initial path that you're gonna tread, while also trying to like do the overall layout. Kind of just gonna put these floors everywhere for now. And it's also worth noting it is right here. Or, yeah, the screen right here is going to be the big notable encounter with the boss. That isn't the final boss, but it just triggers things. Okay. So then I'm gonna need to figure out how you're gonna get up to here. With the way things are going, I'm kind of thinking it'll be this upper path. down here, I like the idea of having a wand trigger. Because then obviously anywhere I have a wand trigger is an instant stop. It's an instant barrier. Because obviously you don't have the wand yet. God dang it. Oh, apparently none of what I did was on layer 0. Okay. I actually use these? Huh. It's also interesting that I use these. I like that better. Then these could be used here. See, this is why I try to reserve stuff, so then in situations like that, you know, I'm using this stuff for a very particular case. Just to make sure these work the way I intend for them to, as they are. There you go. Because the idea is when you first enter, I don't know how I'm going to do this, but I want even the enemies to not be there. I want this dungeon to seem completely empty and vacant. And then you activate things. And it would be cool to even have things that, like, if you do it in this, like, it's quite literally like Wreck Ship from Super Metroid, where you're locked off from the majority of the place, but there's a couple of things you can do while it's in its sleeping state that can actually make your life easier. Like in the Wreck Ship, you can grab some items while the ship's off, instead of when it's on, and then it gets more dangerous. Kind of my thinking. So like perhaps doing some puzzles or hitting some switches now would make your life a little bit easier. I actually kind of want these screens to be symmetrical. think I could even well, that didn't really work. It looks like this does go to here. Nine, 8. No, it goes to here. Oh, you're all on layer 0, huh? Again, that's going to be a big shortcut. Because like when you initially turn on the dungeon, you'll be able to go through here. But then you won't be able to do anything there. But then obviously the one there allows you to do that. Ooh. Haha. It does need to be both of these, yeah. Yeah, I like it like that. I don't like how it's crammed right up against the edge of the screen, though. But now this needs to be a good shortcut. I could just, yeah, just separate the two pads. Let me make sure that this works. Yeah, it does persist, which is good. Yeah, I know why it didn't work. It's because this needs to be on here. Apparently, hit Control Z. Whoops. Don't know why it made like a double sound, but actually I do know why it made a double sound. It's because this does. No, it doesn't. Interesting. Alright, so yeah, you do that. So even after you've turned the dungeon on, you come through here and you still can't do anything here. Well, then that means that this will be a shortcut of some sort. But then again, that shortcut doesn't mean anything, since you could just come through here. But it could be a shortcut down here for some reason. Or better yet, it's just a staircase. Let's see. Just got an idea for what I want here. Yeah, it's these kinds of streams, or this kind of development, that I was never, like, super enthused about having on stream. Just because of the nature of how it's, like... It's just a lot of figuring out how things work, but... I mean... I've actually had some pretty good ideas from chatters, so... Yeah, and I mean... I don't need to distract myself more than I need to, so... Well, and of course I didn't mention the fact that it is cool to have some of these on stream, since when I look back at these streams when the quest is done, it'll be cool to see some of them where the dungeon was actually being created, as opposed to just like coming on stream and, oh, yep, that dungeon was apparently finished, and now I'm just testing it. Like, it's cool to actually have some of this. So yeah, I wanted to establish that you take stairs to get to the screen, which is why I did this. And in fact, I'm even gonna do this. Because that's the screen. And then that does whatever that is. And actually, better yet, this could even be like here. Perhaps this is a little challenge room of some sort, be it like a block puzzle or something. Okay, so dumb. It'll just randomly choose screens like that. I don't know why. Because like other times it won't. Like, it won't do that at all. So, not sure. Ooh. This is only used in one place. Of which I'm probably going to remove it from the place that it's used. So something will get activated here. Could be a hammer trigger. Could be, you know, a step switch. That should just work seamlessly. Doesn't make the step sound, but, you know. Cool, so I even just figured out what that lower corner is. Although by this logic, let's get this set up here. Cool. Alright. So that's there. Okay. So for the turning on of the dungeon phase. In fact, you know what? Let's take this segmented approach and like apply it to creating the floor that you fall down from. Oh, look at that. That's right where I'd want that to be. Okay. Like, this won't be the case immediately since I don't have many bosses yet, but I'm thinking this is going to be a boss fight with the boss of the dungeon, and you are just not intended to win. Like you just won't win. Because maybe you need the lens for whatever reason. And obviously you don't have the lens. So. Of course, I just overwrote that, so I don't know where those tiles are. Okay. So, just to have that established now. Cool. And I could even, like, almost work backwards then. Because now I know that there's a staircase here. It will be a bit of a trek before you are able to... This is a little funky because this is actually the first floor over here, so I want to look at it like this, not have that in view. Here, perhaps we have like a little... I was saying that that'd be a shortcut. Okay, so for this to be a valuable shortcut, it needs to leave. Yeah, I kind of want to get these placed as soon as possible. Okay. So that's already somewhat established. Oh my god. Unsteady hands. Apparently I have a staircase here. Wait, I hit the wrong key. Yeah. Now that correlates to this screen. So again, ultimately the route you could take is either down this way or this top route here. What does the top floor look like here yet? Oh, it doesn't exist yet. Okay, we're still in the corner. I still don't know where. I mean, I'm assuming it's up here. It's ultimately going to be the path that takes you up there. Because I don't want you to have to do too much. Since there's really not going to be much to do without the wand. And you're not going to have enemies, so I can't let you mess around too much before giving you a tougher dungeon to actually go through. I'm going to step away for a second. Be right back. Alright. Yeah, so, let's see. Um. Kind of seeing this as like a conveyor room. Or... Ooh. I don't know what page we're on. 35. You cycle of that, you cycle of that. Just to be clear, A speed is 10. Okay. Well, they're all 10. Now page 35. Don't know why it lost the C set. Sometimes I'll get the urge to actually like fully do a puzzle. That was not the original idea I had. This is what I wanted. Actually, this kind of works as is. Might change their animation speed. No, what was works as is? How is that possible? How would this work as is? I would almost need more room to do what I want to do. I could also make this be a situation like this. Oops. Reason I did that is because now I'm going to have another set of these where you're actually going to rotate up. Wait, hang on. How'd I do this? Yeah, and then you just go back to the same one you're at. So... I'm just going to place all these. Okay. They all do the right thing. Hang on. They're like inverting C-sets. Why is it on C-set 9? Yeah. Hmm? Oh no, yeah, these. Okay, so you have a C-set issue. Okay. I think their speed is a little too fast. That's better. Huh? Interesting. That broke things. Well, that's lovely. Oh, that's so dumb. Okay. Finally. Yeah, because in fact, the way I wanted this to work was it was going to block off everywhere except these spots. What the heck? I need to check these again. that goes to that. And that goes to that. I just realized half of these aren't necessary. Because, like... yeah, half of these aren't even necessary. Oh, shoot. I'm so annoyed with myself. Thinking that they weren't necessary. Okay. After spending way too much time with these. You are improper. Okay, I think we're good now. Let's not screw up again. Let's see. It's almost like these actually need to be these. Alright, I'm just curious what this will look like. Yeah, I'm even thinking one of these like in the middle. Probably would break it if I were in the middle. Huh. Well, I mean... huh. That's very annoying, isn't it? Because it would need to be like this to work, but... there's an obvious problem with that. Well, I mean, I guess just have these be more away. Let's do something like that. Let's be clear. Yeah, you can't get across. And you can't cheese this in any way. Yeah, I don't think you can. Well, okay, so there's an issue here. I wouldn't normally have the mirror shield here. Am I just like timing it really well? I guess I was, yeah. It doesn't need to be super difficult, you know. So now why would I be having you do this is the question. Ooh. How about a key? Where are my treasure chests? That's a really important question. I don't know. I have a whole set of them somewhere. This is gonna take forever. I need an example. Need an example of a treasure chest. One that just holds a basic item. Well, that'd be in my caves. Alright, well, take your pick. I'll need to standardize my chest at some point. Because I also want to standardize it, like the different looks will give different things. I don't know. For now, let's do that. Interesting. Alright, so that gives a key, ultimately. Cool. So then continuing on, so that basically shuts down anything else going on there. I actually even kind of like the idea that maybe I will duplicate these and even have these just not even rotate, like all along that idea of like the dungeon's off. So then currently we're treading this path. Which I'm actually curious. What if you find yourself on the 3rd floor? No, well, That is a thought. Because, like, it has to double back and end up here. And it comes from up here. So what if you briefly went... like, let's say here. Because now those screens... well, actually, technically, this screen and this screen line up. And you know what I'm actually thinking? I think this room will have the boss key. Because I was saying I didn't want this to be the boss room, but you fight the boss here. Hang on, what? Oh, there just isn't a thing for what I'm trying to do. Yeah. So that'll be the boss key. Which I think the way I'll make that be the boss key is by having these. So that'll activate secrets. Wait, environmental enemies is fish. Well, that's interesting. Anyway, 3 rocks. Okay. I think I'll probably do secrets item. And instead, just put these back. I'll have something else trigger that. Also, those are the wrong ones. I think it's this one. Yeah. Yeah, so triggering secrets gets you the item. Oh, hey, Lunatic. Yeah, the UI has definitely evolved greatly as time has gone on, and yeah, it's pretty good. I like it personally. Perhaps if I want to see animated ones, I should choose my animated ones. Doo, 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 doo. Hang on, I chose the wrong one there. This one. Don't want to necessarily make this too difficult. That would need to be that one. And this would be this one. There we go. Okay. And then that spawns the item, which will be Key Boss. How you doing, Lunatic? Putting a Pascal on an art. Oh wow. Sounds awesome. Sounds cool. Putting in Pascal. Yeah, I'm not familiar with I mean, I know of Pascal, but not a language I personally know. Alright, cool. So we've established boss key. So the one challenge I'm gonna have is that oh wait, this needs to go over one more screen. Yeah, one more. You're not gonna be able to come right back here, so it's gonna be a situation where when the dungeon's off, when the dungeon's off, you're able to get here. When the dungeon turns on, you're not. At least not until you do other stuff. So I think what I might do is somehow set up a path that is accessible to you only while the dungeon's off. And so far, this walkway right here, these three screens, you kind of just walk through. So I think I'm going to use these to sort of require a, say some keys, or somehow not require you to have the wand initially. So almost kind of like a reverse of what I was doing before. And I'm kind of thinking, let's do something like this. That looks a little strange. I probably won't keep that like that. Probably just do this. And then the rest of the screen, like, that's all this is. And what's cool is the fact that, let's pick this screen. When in doubt, go to my tower, because my tower has all the staircases in the world. I certainly went a little nuts with staircases in this particular dungeon. And it's so early in the dungeon too, which just makes it so much better, right? I'm gonna take you, and then luckily I can make you an FFC and place you smack in the middle of the screen, or of this little dead end thing. Okay, so now it's between those tiles. Only difference is you're gonna have that, then the way you come out is there. Okay. So ultimately, this is gonna be how you get down there. All right, cool. Now how do I make it to where you can initially pre-dungeon turned off come through here, but then the inverse when it turns on? Because what I was currently using is these blocks. And the idea is once I'm actually getting these mechanics to work, I'll make new combos off of this that will react to level state, because I'm going to have it be a level state toggle. I actually think I could do this entirely without scripts. I'm going to try. I'm going to try to do it scriptless. I also haven't used standard blocks in a while. I think I'm going to do that. There we go. I think that works. Now things get interesting. Then there's going to be lock blocks. And perhaps it requires 3 keys. But then I would need custom. I don't want to do that. Maybe I'll make this just 1 higher. And that actually kind of works for the original plan I had here. Kind of that design I was originally going for. So that, and then that. I can still keep that as an FFC. It's fine. Cool. Not that far. I think here's probably good. Okay, so where is my luck block? There it is. 4 keys. Do 4 keys. Okay, so obviously when you first come through here, you can't go through there. So then you'll have this. Maybe I'm gonna actually go ahead and do this now. Okay, here we go. This is this dungeon one here. So let's just put this here. Okay. So we're gonna have sort of a two-way thing. So level state 3x to level state 0. Quite simply, that's all there is to it. And then this will get just an empty, a transparent tile. And then copy these here. And then we're just going to go edit tile. Make that. Then we're going to copy and paste this, but only grab tile and probably solidity. Now I go page 42 probably. Okay, that's what I thought. So now this one should say Rex level state 0, advance a combo. Cool. Okay. So this is an example of a blocking block that will no longer block once level state's triggered, and then a vice versa where there's a non-block that will then block. You know, it makes sense. Trust me. So basically here, and there. Yeah, so once level state triggers, then yeah. And I think I'll put them here too, because I'm going to demonstrate to the player what's going on. Actually, better yet, I'll do this. So these two are going to vanish. These two are going to appear. And then you're also going to be locked in. So an event happens here. Perhaps I'll make a combo. Call it this one. Make a new one here. Right there. When all enemies are defeated, there. And actually, I don't even need it to do that. Because this will just be only visible in editor. So wait, this is a... My hand is so unsteady tonight. Alright, trig level state 0. I'll know what that means. So then I'll just simply place this on layer 3, like right here. Just anywhere, somewhere that's out of the place. I could use my classic boss placeholder. So now we could test this. Technically, I'm on floor 2, so that's incorrect. Alright, well, that's cute. Okay, so maybe I will need something like this. Yeah, geez. The idea is you're gonna fight the boss in here. Or fight something in here. Maybe the boss just appears, gets a cutscene, vanishes, and then a whole bunch of enemies appear, perhaps? I don't know. Oh, but I was saying secrets item. Secret to trigger items. So that's where this is going to come into play. This guy here. You go there. I'm actually going to place this on 1 here. So no, what I'm probably going to do is take this. Okay. And then we're going to take you, page 18, and it's the bottom right one. Oh, I'm right here. I can literally just copy and paste this, except for the tile. What? Okay. Okay, let's check all except the tile, I guess. No enemies on screen. This isn't going to be exactly the same. So not that. I guess I'm making this 2 combos when I wouldn't need to. I could just have it be the 1. Yeah. Probably could. Whoops. Try that again. What? Yeah, there we go. I mean, I can do this a number of ways. Just also make that be a non-visible combo. Why does this immediately start? Why did I even check that? Wait, what combo am I editing right now? It like didn't take any of the properties. Enemy, or did I uncheck this stuff? Enemies, combo change 1, and then speak this state 0. I don't know why it wasn't. Oh, I know why. That's stupid. Yeah, so like, oh, well, yeah, I'm not on the right D map, as you can see in the mini map in the upper left. Yeah, and Might as well test this while we're here. Oh, that's kind of funny. Huh. Why did that not trigger secrets? Hmm. It also just occurred to me locking you in does not do a good thing. Because then how do you get back in here? Quite simply. Oh, very elegantly, actually. You get blocked out here. Now, why is that item not spawning? Secrets item. The screen's item spawns when the secrets are triggered. All trig. All triggers triggered. Triggers secrets. Triggered secrets. I had no idea. Yeah, so you come in, you're taking this top path because you don't have another choice. Huh. Yeah, so then you go up. Oh, wait, I'm now stuck. And it actually wouldn't even matter if you F6, because F6ing will take you to the entrance, which is where this takes you. I don't know why it's not spawning the boss key, but at least I have an idea now of what's going on here. Because, like, that's connecting to this now. So now it's... I need to figure out basically how to link this path to that. I'll be right back. I have to use the restroom. Alright. So that I'm back. Alright. Yeah, so I need to connect that. It's gonna be up here somewhere. Let's get gotta take you up here and then back down. I wonder. Ah, that's what I thought. What did that connect to? That's going down. Ah, that's connecting to that. I suppose this can quite simply be something like this, where it's just a direct path. Because then that's me saying that it would be this one, which I think links up with this one. Yeah. I think that works. I think that's something I would want. Yeah. Okay. Let me just double check. So I want it to be this screen. The left side of that column. So it'd be this screen here. I know what I want this screen to be. Actually, better yet, I might make it this screen. That'll give me more power. So this screen. So then maybe just go up and then left. Whatever. Simple enough. Which means it's then this screen. Oh. Yeah, that's an issue. I mean, I can still have you go up here and then do my, just have you walk down this way to get an idea, or just go up, yeah, through there, yeah. Or better yet, make this the screen I want it to be. Yeah, okay, that works. So the goal is to, yeah, okay. Page 24. This music's actually sort of weighing on me. I don't know if I'm gonna stick with this song. It's definitely weighing on me now. You know what? I'm curious. Let's test this, and then it'll also get some other music playing. Oh, well. Oh, except I never actually linked that up. Oh, console's upset. So blackout. I think it's 40. And then we're on screen 66. Up. There we go. That works well. That's pretty clean. Yeah, this transition here is a little weird with the background colors, but I think it's okay. It's kind of the best I can do. Nice. Can't say you didn't contribute to the place early on. Ooh. Yeah, the pallets goes both ways. It's an easy fix, but it's not a concern right now. The cave that level 1 connects to it has the same issue, and it's just a matter of me doing it. It's an easy fix. It's actually a very easy fix. Okay. So you're gonna be there. I'm gonna do this. It's also storming pretty bad. I should. I mean, I have my whole desk setup is backed up to a 1000-watt UPS, but I should do a push just in case. All right. Wait, what? Interesting. I don't know how I got moved there. Okay. So that, oops, that ain't right. Okay, so that screen is going to line up with this screen in that position. Okay. So that's officially all I'm going to touch with this floor, because at this point in time, so as you can see, a decent amount of progress. Still a ton to do. So now we're moving on to the second floor. So where's the goal I'm trying to get to? I think it was... Honestly, I could do this screen. Or better yet, I think you're coming out of this screen, right? No, it is the screen. Okay. Because from this... Oh, actually, technically, yeah. So that's... Technically, no, I mean... From floor 1 to floor 2, you're going there. 2 to 3 can then move over here. Okay, ooh. I'm actually getting some... See? You know, once I start getting going... This goes a little quicker because I actually am starting to get some ideas. And the idea I'm thinking of is something like this. And the thing is, on this floor, I don't want as many walls per se. I mean, there's going to be walls there, but I'm thinking a lot of this dungeon... Like, it might be walled in like this. Which, honestly, at that point, just goes all the way across to the corner. I've been waiting to do dungeons like this because I find this kind of aesthetic very pleasing. We're going to need a very specific thing here. Here we go. So now question, how much have I used each of these? I use that in, I think that's level... I know I use it a lot in level 8, or 4. This is level 8. I don't know what that is on 13. Interesting. I know why this says Oracle of Ages. I wish it didn't. I know how to fix that technically. Like if I just go to 67. These are the layer maps of level 4. Yeah, so 0E6. If I were to like modify this to say 0E6, for one, it'll look better. But yeah, I wish I could apply a palette to an entire screen or entire map. I don't know how to do that without manually, you know, E6. That would suck. But just to show that example with this current combo I'm looking at, here's an example. So F4, 0, E6. Okay. Oh, by the way, this doesn't affect anything with how the dungeon looks. It's a layer map, and it's really strange. But anyway, if I go back here and I actually check, one of these is going to say pillage level 4. So I probably will go around and do that at some point. See, like here's this Palace of Tides, because this is actually an example of how the editor's age is showing here. Because back when I did level 4, that was years ago, when you copied screens, it must not have copied the palette. Because it definitely does now. It definitely does now. That's why when I made all these template screens, these screens that will have things, they all have my palette. Because I just made one screen with the palette set at once, and then just CV'd CV. It doesn't use control. It's just CV all over the place, and it pulled it over. And obviously that was the case when I did level 7, because it shows up here. Like, these are Temple of Heron, but that was like literally 2020 or 2019, so it didn't pull it over. Actually, one of them does appear to do it, but the other two don't, and they're from the same place. So just a little fun thing there, also demonstrating how my quest is that old that it's seen so many different iterations of this editor that you could almost tell what areas are older comparative to others. I definitely use this one the least, so we're gonna use this one. The last dungeon I did this kind of aesthetic to was level 4. And I very much like this aesthetic. Like, I could even show that off for anyone who hasn't seen level 4. Right here. Oh, nope, not right here. Yeah, here. Basically, these 4 screens you see. Because, like, walls are easy to place. You can put them all over the place. But here, I use these little barriers and then just had, like, abyss below it. I find that very attractive, and I have not done it enough. And that is because I felt that this kind of aesthetic looked better in dungeons that were towers. Hence, you know, this Pirate Cove, which isn't directly a tower per se. It's not called tower. Also, I think this was page 18. But you know what? It is. It's a 5-story fortress. Like, you can see it right there. So it might as well be a tower, because it is a tower. So then I can go to place these here. And I first got my love of this kind of aesthetic from, honestly, from Isle of Birth level 7. That's where that aesthetic was used a lot, as well as Blighted Abyss. And yeah, I definitely will be doing this much more now that we're getting to dungeons where I can actually leverage such a design. I think here I might actually have a wall go. Because, like, yeah, it's definitely level 7 that I'm from that quest. I'm kind of trying to take some inspiration from. So I may peek at it a little bit, just to kind of inspire how I want to do this. Yeah, okay, he used it fairly sparingly. Very sparingly, in fact. Okay, I see. In some places, he used it pretty prominently. But then otherwise, not super often. Well, that was never solid. Interesting. Huh. Fascinating. It's not until you actually open a quest and like look at it from a mechanical standpoint that you realize how strange things are. Because what's weird is that it's not, I guess I'll show it. It's not showing solidity. I wanted to look at this screen because this is where a hookshot spot is over what I thought was solid walls. Because like, how does this work? Whoops, well, all right, let's kill all enemies. See, this is solid, but yet on here, on the map, it doesn't show solid. In fact, it shows solid right there. Strange. Huh. And yet you're able to hook shot. Huh. Interesting. Oh, it's because these pits are hook shot only. Interesting. Okay. Because that... I wanted to look at that because that's quite literally what I'm doing here. I think I will take a different approach to how that design would work. Because I mean, obviously from a player perspective, it's intuitive that, oh, there's two hookshot spots over these, what I know are walls over across these pits. I would know to try hookshotting. Oh, hey, hookshot goes over to the hookshot spot. Like basically, your only communication that you can actually do that hookshotting is in the fact that the hookshot spots are there. However, I mean, I guess that's fine though, right? Because like that is ultimately a player intuition that you just know. So I suppose it's fine. I don't know. It's almost like my whole perception of what I consider like good to have in like an area of a game has like changed since I've done Quest of. Because like in level 7 of Valve of Earth, I wouldn't have even thought twice about that. Looked fine to me, works fine. But now that I'm actually developing something like that, it's like I see that and I'm like, that doesn't make sense. Even though me as a player, it made perfect sense and I didn't even question it. I never, when I was on that screen all the times I played Valve of Earth, I never even questioned, oh, that doesn't make sense or why is that like that? I just took it as, oh, that's just how it is. Actually, not even that far. I literally didn't think about it, period. So, yeah, it's interesting. It's very interesting how my perception of things like that have changed. I'm actually going to test this because I should have used my other test thing. I want to make sure, because you have the short shot. So what ultimately made me think about actually doing it like this should work. Oh, well, aside from the fact that, yeah, is falling down the pits intuitively would make, now granted I'm using these pit combos, these pit tiles. Those pits indicate it's a damage fall. Like, you're not going to go anywhere, you're just going to fall, take damage, and respawn. But being on a higher floor would make you intuitively think, oh, I'm going to fall to the lower floor. So that's where I want to disallow falling, which is where I was ultimately like, I'll allow it. I'm going to take these, page 42. The reason I took these is because these now need to become... hookshot only. Uncheck alt hype. I'm just gonna do that because I see myself doing a lot of this. So they're solid, but oh, cool. Oh wait, page 42. There we go. Okay, so they're actually solid, but they represent that like that. Because you can hook shot through them. There. Yeah, well, that okay. Upper right corner for some reason. Oh, actually, I know exactly why it was upper right corner. So obviously can't go anywhere, but I can hook shot. Ooh, that's a problem. It's one combo away too. That's unfortunate. I liked how the screen looked too, man. You know what? What the heck? I like how the screen looks, so I'm not changing it. I just realized, are these stairs even used? Okay, these are the ones that are getting used. Where the heck? Is there one over here? No. I guess it is up here, past the walls. I didn't think it was. Yeah, it is. You'd think after 6 years I'd memorize where my hook shots, like, where stuff like this is. There we go. I'm gonna go back down here. Where... Yeah, I don't know if I'm sticking with this music for this dungeon. It made sense because it's the Pirate Fortress theme from Majora's Mask. I don't know, man. It's not a song that I could listen to for that long without going, I want something else. So note, this hookshot spot you can go across. Ah, but yeah, that's right. That's why I had this idea. We're gonna make that an FFC actually, for the aesthetics, and we're going to also grab this guy. Do that. Oops. There one's fine. You, however, will be layer 0 because you can do that now, and it looks awesome to be able to stack FFCs. Let's just do another test here to make sure that that block combo actually works as an FFC. Nice. Alright. See, like this song I could listen to for a long time without getting tired of it. So obviously I'm not using that one. Or more specifically, so check all except tile. So you are a... You did not copy anything over. Okay. C. V. Okay. Type. This I'll just outright copy paste. Custom block, custom block. No, those aren't. Okay. So I hope this works. That would trigger. Okay. You can't actually get through there. That's all I'm gonna do for that situation. I don't know where I'm going with these rules. I'll just leave them there. So now we're comparing that screen with this screen. Okay. I don't want you to have to move too much. As few screens as I can pre-activation of the dungeon. So we're right here. I want to get here. So it's just 3 more screens to create. You get there. Maybe it'll be here. Yeah, actually, for what I have planned, this will be good here. Okay. Okay. So I think this is a good start. So I think I'm gonna end here. Um, Maybe I'll make a note of what I'm doing here next. Whoops, not that. I need to reorganize this. I've been saying that for a while. And it messes me up even more because on my laptop, I actually did organize them. So I'm like, it's like I've had them on my PC this whole time, but yet since I've had it on my laptop organized, I get mixed up here. All right, just to give me an idea. I'll see this indentation and be like, oh, that's what I do. Okay, so this was a successful dev stream, 2.5 hours, and I have enough done to where I feel like the speed at which I'm developing is twice as fast as it was before. Because I actually have enough to I have enough done within the dungeon that I can work off of it. It's easier to work off of something than to make something from scratch. So it's the making from scratch that's tough. Now, technically, I am creating the rest of the dungeon from scratch because it's still from nothing, but having a foothold gives me more. Ideas come easier, basically. Is coming along. I don't know. Not super inspiring commit messages, but it's enough to tell me what I did. Hey, Active, it's been a while. You hopped on stream right as I was hopping off. That's unfortunate. Hope you've been well. But yeah, that is it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed. Active. That's how we first met. Oh, with me hopping off stream? That's funny. Well, just like old times then, eh? Yeah, I hope everything's been going well, Active, and thank you everyone else on stream that hopped on. Just in November. Yeah. Yeah. Have a great night. I'll see you guys next time.